One ingredient that is impossible to avoid. It's called natural flavors.
So, in this video, she's talking about how natural flavors hijack your brain, and you should buy her protein powder because it doesn't use natural flavors, it uses the actual thing. But, like, chemically, they're the same thing. So, let's use vanilla protein powder as an example. So, her vanilla protein powder on her website contains 5 ingredients. It's a bunch of like plant protein stuff, whatever. That's not the important part. But then it's like vanilla bean powder, which is, of course, where the vanilla flavoring comes from. But in a bunch of other fuck off, protein powders, there it is. In a bunch of other protein powders, it includes like natural vanilla flavoring. So it's not like straight vanilla bean powder or vanilla extract or that. But chemically, where you're getting like the chemical that is getting the vanilla flavor is the same. So this is vanillin. It is the organic compound. It's an aromatic with a bunch of stuff added onto it. And this is where the vanilla scent and vanilla flavoring comes from for everything that smells and tastes like vanilla. So it was named after the vanilla orchid, which is where all vanilla, like, this is where vanilla came from. It was first discovered. It comes from this orchid, whatever. And like the vanilla orchids, and when they found the compound that makes things smell and taste like vanilla, they called it vanillin because obviously. So in her product, it contains vanilla bean powder, which is just the vanilla beans dried and powdered, and that is what the flavoring comes from, and that has vanillin in it. Now for artificial vanilla flavorings, the vanillin that gives the like artificial flavorings its flavor and smell is synthetically lab-made vanillin. It does not come from the vanilla orchid because those are expensive as shit. It is just synthetically made in the lab. It's got the aromatic with all a bunch of junk stuck onto it to synthetically make vanillin, but it is the same chemical. Yes, with artificial flavorings, there's a bunch of other stuff, like there's the solvent that the vanillin has to be dissolved in order to make, like, the flavoring, like, stick and stuff, but the vanillin is not different in artificial sweeteners and the vanilla bean. It's the same chemical. Same thing with natural flavoring, which she says is bad. Like, the criteria for natural flavoring is it had to come from something found in nature, so in this case, a plant or something that like produces vanillin, and then they extracted the vanillin to make the natural flavoring. I didn't really do a ton of research into how natural vanilla flavoring is made because I didn't want to, but it originally comes from something in nature. It is extracted and refined into the natural flavoring. But again, it's the same chemical. It is just vanillin. Then the same with the artificial flavoring. There are like solvents and like other stuff that you have to suspend it in order to be able to use it. But again, the flavoring and the scent comes just from this chemical. That is the same across the straight vanilla bean powder, the natural vanilla flavoring, and the artificially created vanilla flavoring. It's the same chemical. So it does come throughout different processes, like how it's obtained or made, but like the same chemical, the chemical is the same. Vanillin is not changing, or else it wouldn't give the same flavor. Yes, there are some issues with natural flavoring and artificial flavoring, and with like the full regular bean. There's issues across all three of them. Like, I'm not talking about like that or like what solvent they add or what other additives there are, but like in itself, all three are flavored by the same chemical. So natural flavorings are not hijacking your brain, like she says in the video, and making you think that you taste vanilla. There is vanillin in it. It's just the source could maybe be different from where she gets her vanillin. And she's trying to make it sound super bad natural flavorings, so you buy her protein powder, which has all natural vanillin, not the like natural flavoring or artificial flavoring, but it's the same chemical.